next time.
Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Looks like we got Pope in the house. We got Rolos in the house. Let's check the chat here. Jim Largo's in it here. Shitty internet, but we'll make it through. We'll make it through. We'll make it through. Masters Maniac Mexico Rolo, yeah. Oh. Yeah, good to see y'all. Yeah. I know it's past your bedtime, dude, but hey, I'm going to try to make the best I can out of it. Hey, OBS, what's going on? Hey, good to see you, Denise. Yeah, I'm going to stay up for just a little while. I'm not going to stay up too long. I got to get up in the morning. I got places I got to go. Things I got to do. Y'all tell me how bad the damn stream is. Yeah, my connection is real sucky tonight. And I think it's probably because of the shit that I've got open here on this damn computer. Much as I can. Yeah. It's all fun and games until somebody pisses in the punch bowl, passes out in the punch bowl. Okay. OBS is feeding the cats. Yeah, it's maybe the internet connection will get better. I think what I really need to do is restart this computer, but I really can't do that unless somebody comes on the stream with me and keeps it open while I restart it. And that could take just a second, but I don't want to. I don't want to kill the damn stream that I just started. Somebody tell me how bad I sound. Yeah, I'll pass you Elon's number. Call him up for Starlink. Ha! What I really need to do is I really need to come up off the money and get up my plan with cable. Well, it's called something else. Sparklight. Yeah, they changed the name to Sparklight, but just don't have the old funds. I'm on a grandfather plan here, and if I get off of it, I'll never be able to get back on it. I'm probably blurry. No, it's not your connection. Okay, good. The sound is good. Yeah, the StreamYards will compress to try to compensate so that I get to stay on. But yeah, can't do a whole lot now. I can play some tunes. I've got a few tunes over here that we could play. I could play some of the videos that I've uploaded onto StreamYard here. I've got two AOM TV tunes that I can play. I can play Let the Good Times Roll, and I can play Fresh Roast to Order. Let's see, what else have I got on the uploads here? I got some commercials. I've got the improved Orco magic trick. That's about all I got really uploaded right now. So you guys just tell me what y'all want to see or what y'all want to talk about. The picture got better and then it got worse. The connection gets better and then worse. See, JPR license yesterday. No. Well, he let me play the music on there and he didn't complain. So I assume I can. It's always better to ask forgiveness than permission. And if he don't like it, then I guess he can come over here and tell me no. The title card says it all. I do not endorse this nonsense, says JPR in the title card. By the way, Rolo, that picture of JPR there is the picture that he wants you to make the action figure of. And I want an action figure of the damn Scarecrow that plays the damn Rolling Stone song and the Beatles song. I want him. I'm either going to make him myself or I'm going to get you to help me make him. But yeah. And Rolo says it's on the way. All right. What's on your mind, Bill? Was just thinking about JPR and his squared advice. Yeah. He's right. The WP squared is good advice. If you're in the wrong place, it's not gonna help you any. And if you are around the wrong people, it's not gonna help you any. Right now I try to surround myself with the best possible people. I keep toxic people out of my life as much as I possibly can. I'm happy here. Let me tell you guys a little story. You guys love it when I tell tales, so here we go. There was a little bird, and he decided that he wasn't going to fly south for the winter. And all the little birds told him, man, you got to fly south for the winter because it's going to get cold up here. And he says, man, I don't feel like flying south for the winter. I'm going to stay here. So all of his buddies, they flew south for the winter, and he stayed right where he was. And it got colder and colder and colder until finally he decided, hey, I can't stand this. I'm going to have to go south for the winter, like they said. And so he took flight and he got in the air and he started flying along. And then it started to rain on him and he continued to fly. And the rain turned into sleet and sleet turned into snow. And finally his little feathers froze up and he fell out of the sky and he landed in the cow pasture. And he was laying there freezing to death, and the snow was building up around him. And a cow came and plopped a patty right on top of him. And the warm patty warmed him up, and he began to come back to life, and he started to chirp. And then a cat heard him chirping, and the cat came and dug him out of the cow pile and ate him up. Now, what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that not everybody that shits on you is your enemy, and not everybody that digs you out of the shit is your friend. And if you're warm and happy in your little pile of shit, keep your damn mouth shut. And OBS says she's heard this one before. Well, yeah, but it's appropriate sometimes to remember that sometimes what you think is shit could get a hell of a lot worse. So that's my philosophy of life. You know, sometimes I go with the devil I know than the devil I don't know. And I don't know if that's served me well in the past and right now or not, but I leave a lot of it to the Lord. And OBS says, yep, got to be reminded. That's right. That's right. Sometimes we need to remember. Rolo's ranting here. Fake news, all fake news. The little birdie's just fine sitting in the Florida sun. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. So, like I said, I got some stuff up. Good philosophy, says Largo. Yeah. I got some stuff that I could queue up if y'all want to listen to that. If I think up at the top is the StreamYard link. It's pinned up there if any of you guys want to hop on the show with me and just bounce ideas off of me. But every time JPR's show ends, I get sad because all my friends are going to go away and my little happy place is gone for a whole week. And we always want to unwind a little bit after JPR show's over with. And I thought that I'd start a Saturday night show and let us unwind for a couple of hours and just think about everything that we saw and all the fun that we had. And you know, it's kind of like going to Crystal or the coffee shop after the bar closed, and you kind of get you a Crystal burger, a slider. You know, maybe if you don't have a Crystal White Castle, it's the same damn thing. And thank you, Rolo. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to do it. Let me, there we go. You know, there we go. Take that overlay off the screen. Yeah, I'm glad to do it, man. I'm glad to do it. It's just a way to unwind and kind of just sit back and relax. You know, I've got the lights turned down here in the junk room and just kind of chilling out. But like I said, guys, if you want to hear anything, I'll be more than happy to show it. And just let me know. So Rolo says, it was a very hard day today, not only body-wise, and I'm happy that I can tune down with friends now. Yeah, that's kind of what this is all about. And I know I'm getting blurry and choppy again as my internet connection starts to fade in and out. It gets good and then it gets bad. And I'm not sure whether I think it's my computer needs a restart. It's been begging me to restart it for a long time now, and I just hadn't gotten around to doing it. Now to get me a cigarette, I got some coffee brewing in there. I'll tell y'all what, I'm gonna go get some coffee and I'm going to play some commercials. How about that? Y'all listen to some commercials while I go run and get some coffee. Let's see, what do we want to hear? Let's do number 3. Here we go, folks.
And now this message.
The ultimate evil, Darkseid, attacks. His horde of villains spread chaos and destruction.
But now they face Earth's mightiest heroes. The Superpowers Collection explodes into battle. It's Kenner's Superpowers Collection. Figures with power action, each sold separately.
Who's Batman's friend? It's Firestorm. Squeeze him. His power action will destroy evil. Evil like Calabac with his Beta Club? Or Desaad with his lethal shock machine? We shall see.
The Superpowers Collection. Batman, Firestorm, Calabac, Desaad, and other figures with power action, each sold separately from Kenner.
Introducing that king of fun. The one who's okay with us kids. The Magic Burger King!
In person?
Yay!
I'm the marvelous, magical Burger King. I can do most anything. Now watch me, kids, when I twist my ring like magic.
We're at Burger King! Is more Magic Burger King?
I'm the marvelous, magical Burger King. I can do most anything. I love magic and food that's fun. So I'll make a burger disappear, make it come back here. Turn apples into pies right before your eyes. Turn onions into rings.
As we can see.
Put a shiver in the shake. It's easy for me. I'm the marvelous, magical Burger King. I can do most anything. I love magic and food that's fun. So
You got fun, fun, fun for everyone. Burger King, yay!
Day after day, Toothopolis stands behind its beautiful wall of teeth, ever vulnerable to the cavity creeps.
We climb tooth, make hole.
The cavity creeps. I'll call the Crest team.
The siren. The cavity creeps must be near our beloved wall of teeth.
Yes, at the upper back molar.
Hurry into the Crestmobile.
Crest, protect us.
This is a good spot for big hole.
We must fight the cavity creeps with our fluoride.
Take this, cavity creeps.
Crest! No! Drat that crest.
Toothopolis is saved.
The cavity creeps are a constant threat to every Toothopolis.
So you must fight with us.
Have regular checkups
Watch treats.
and brush after every meal with
R-E-S-T.
Don't pout, check it out. Zach's gonna show you what work's about.
It's the blob, it's the blob.
I am the future blob.
Without a job,
I am the future blob.
What can I do?
No need to panic, no need to get scared. You can make the future by being prepared. Ask what do I like to do? What jobs are suited to me?
I like to skate. I like to go bowling. But my favorite hobby is cutting and sewing.
You can get going, plan a business sewing. It's your job, your future job. There are many jobs you can train for. Seamstress tailor, costume designer, alterations, pattern maker.
I am the blob, the future blob.
It's no blob when you plan for a job. Don't be afraid, make a career and get paid. Do your job, plan for a future job, and you won't fear the mean old future blob.
All right, I'm back. Got my coffee, got my cigarette. Internet connection still sucking. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Rolo says in Germany, Burger King is closing down everywhere. Oh, that's sad. See, I know, right? They put that weird plastic giant head thing. I didn't like that Burger King at all. I like the original Burger King, the magical Burger King. Toothopolis, yeah, I love those Toothopolis commercials. They're almost like a little story, you know. You can. I'm thinking about stringing them all together into one big string and then uploading that. That might be fun. It's all because they turned away from the family concept and tried to be something like Starbucks. Yeah. Burger King did do that. They did that here in the United States too. I don't know if they still are or not. I haven't been to Burger King in a long time. I used to like to go to Burger King. I like their food, but their food's been sucking for the last few years, and I just quit going. McDonald's and Burger King are both like slop. I can't stand them. I've gotten to where if I want a burger, I really want to go to a family-owned restaurant, a business that's owned by an individual, not a fast food restaurant at all. I can't stand those. OBS says that job was that job one was a good message. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I cut that into that commercial block, because I I remember the PSAs that played on Saturday morning cartoons were good. They told you to brush your damn teeth, eat right, get some exercise, and Zach, he told you to get a freaking job. He wasn't about being lazy and lazing around. Yeah, that's good. Largo says he misses going to the Waffle House for burnt coffee and hash browns. Man, I love the freaking Waffle House, man. Me and my wife used to go every Sunday to Waffle House and eat breakfast there. We haven't done that in a long time because I don't know. Money's getting so tight in the economy, in the Biden economy here, that we're just eating here at the house. And now that it's just her and I, we kind of buy a meal as we need it. We don't keep food in the house like we used to either. It tends to get ruined before we get a chance to eat it, and I can't stand wasting food. Let's see. OBS says, did you see that the Blob turned into a sewing machine? He'll get roasted alive for that today. Yeah, I know. Everything's woke now. It's true. Let's see what OBS says. I got nauseous from them after eating fresher food at the restaurant. I haven't had Burger King or McDonald's for a few years. Yeah, I don't go for the McDonald's. And McDonald's food is like really, really nasty. You know, it's not real food. It's like fake food. You can take a hamburger and you can put it in a cabinet and leave it there for 6 months and come back and it looks just like it did when you put it in there. Good Lord. I mean, what's in that? No Waffle House in Guatemala. So sad. Most everything closes after dark except the bars. Hey, it's Masterversal Toy Hunter. Are you in Australia or New Zealand? I can't remember, Masterversal, but let me know in the chat. Yeah, y'all, if you're a toy collector or you love toys, man, check this guy out. He's so cool. He does lots of videos, reviews, and he's a wizard. It's kind of neat. I like him. Like I said, anybody who wants to come on the show, up there pinned at the top is the StreamYard link. I'm more than happy to put you on. We're kind of unwinding after watching AOM TV there, Masterversal, just kind of hanging out together. And Masterversal says that he's in New Zealand. Very good, very good. New Zealand. Largo, I'm bitter there, buddy. Tacos around the clock. OBS says, I haven't eaten that for longer, but I used to get Burger King because I had coupon and tried to save money. Ain't saving though when it makes you sick. That's damn true. Just got off accidental live stream there with Ostradum's Toys. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen that channel before, so I might have to check that out. Yeah, we're just kind of relaxing. I just played a little commercial block. Might play some music here in a minute. You guys let me know. Are y'all ready for some fresh roast to order? If you are, I'll play that tune real quick and let y'all listen to that. Just let me know. Largo says, dang it, Bill, now I want some coffee. Well, I'll make you some coffee, brother. And see, I drink so much coffee that I can go to bed right now and go straight to sleep if I wanted to, but I'm going to stay up for a little while. For you later on viewings. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're just kind of unwinding. It's kind of like being at the Denny's or down at the Crystal or at your local coffee shop or the Waffle House after the bar's closed and you're just kind of wanting to unwind. OBS got her some coffee too. Yeah, it was a lot of fun being in my first live stream and all. Well, hey, Masterversal, if you want to hop on here with me, man, I'd love to have you. I'm sure that everybody here in the chat would love to meet you. Hopefully you're still got your setup and stuff going, and be more than happy to have you come on the show. Like I said, there should be a pinned link up at the top with the StreamYard link in it. Just pop that in your browser. Hop show. what's Lego saying here? One thing that the Navy taught me is to drink coffee all day and all night and still go to bed. The Army did the same thing to me. I think the military ruins you when it comes to coffee. The shit tastes like mud. It looks like mud and tastes like turpentine, but you drink it. Master Versal says, just a second there. We're in for a treat, guys. I can't wait to have Master Versal come on the show, and he can chat and tell us what he's been up to and tell us all about his channel, because I'd love for you guys to know about this guy. He's pretty damn sweet and cool, because I see him a lot. He shows up over at Radical Toys channel all the time. I think I saw you show up in the Mattel Creations live stream about the Eternia playset, and I would love to hear what you have to think, what you think about the Eternia playset, and whether you pop down the big bucks to get it or not there in New Zealand. I would love to hear about that. We'll just see in a second if he hops on here in the stream, and like I said. Here in a minute, once I get through talking to Master Versal, I think I am going to play Fresh Roast to Order. So OBS, if you're still on this here in the stream, Denise, let me know. You've been buying Jeremy's coffee. Tell us how it tastes and how good it is. Good coffee, nice and hot too. It's gotten cold here. It's about 27 degrees outside. I've cranked the heaters up in the house. We have space heat down here in the Delta. Not too many people have the central air and heat or heat pumps here in the Delta. Toys should never be exclusive to rich people, Eternia included. I agree, Rolo. I agree. But it appears that the Eternia playset is going to be that. It's $550 here in the United States, and it was significantly more than that if you didn't live in the United States. So it is what it is, folks. And they didn't meet their last goal. So there's not going to be the elder figure. He's not going to show up. And OBS says, "Oh, it's good, but a bit pricey. I'm only getting a bag every once in a while, different flavors." Yeah, coffee's really expensive, OBS, and I'm kind of sticking with my my cheap Folgers K-cups. It makes a cup at a time. My wife and I can get a cup before we head to work, and then don't waste a whole pot of coffee. See what's Rolo rant here. 50 in these times is 1,000. Let's be honest. So what's your link there, sir? Okay, I'm gonna have to repost that. I guess I'll post it again. I had it pinned to the top. Y'all let me know if I didn't have it pinned to the top. Let me copy that and post it right here in the chat so everybody can see it. There we go. There's the StreamYard link if anybody wants to hop on. Yeah, I get whatever's on sale, or I compare price and size. Yeah, that's what we have to do these days. That's what we have to do, OBS, because we ain't rich. At least I'm not. I'm not at all rich. Not at all. Just a hard-working stiff. There he is. Well, hello there, sir.
Can you hear me? Hear me? Am I coming through?
Yeah, I'm hearing you there. I'm seeing what looks like a big eyeball there, sir.
Oh, yes. It's just my teleportation. Magic. Just a second.
Okay.
Just a second. Oh, hello there.
There you are.
How are you doing this day?
How's it going, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Okay, tell us a little bit about your channel and what you've been up to here lately.
Well, yes, I had a bit of a mishap when trying to contact old Orko boy there, and I think I got the lines crossed, and I ended up on Ostradamus Toys channel for a wee bit. So we ended up talking about the Mythic Legions figures there and what have you, and then the boys with him they showed off a few of what they have on hand. A few of their Mythic Legions figures, and we talked some Motu as well. And I showed off a few custom pieces there. And yes, so I guess a little bit about me then. Well, I'm Eldor, as most of you know, and I was the guardian of the Book of Living Spells and mentor to who we all know is a hero there back in the day. And of course I had to sacrifice my corporeal form a little while ago, and I see the youth of Eternia were going astray and what have you. So I made the journey through the great forge of the universe, and after a few training of rituals, I was able to retake my corporeal form again. So back to teach the youth a bit of responsibility, I think. So yes, my channel is touches a little bit on mostly the masters of the universe, all things masters of the universe, really, action figures and art and so forth. So yes, just a channel dedicated to all things from Eternia there.
Very
So,
good.
Yes, it's a bit
Can
about
you
me
tell us,
there.
can you tell us what lines are your favorite lines to collect in the Masters of the Universe?
Oh yes, well, a wee while ago, I did start collecting the classics there, and I started with classics Mosquito, as we all know, is a favorite of old Pixel Dan there. So he pushed hard to get that fellow out and so forth. So I had him, and then later on I got Procrustes there. He was a big fellow, and who else? King Randor. Then there was Preternia disguised He-Man, then Keldor, then Hurricane Hordak. Oh, I had him for a little bit. We had a loose Grislaw, of course, and a couple of vintage figures, but you know, these things happen. I had to end up selling them a little while ago. But a funny thing about that, really, I was in the marketplace here in Eternia, and about 7 years ago, I sold my Mosquito with a vintage version of himself to a seller, and of course, 7 years later to the day, the seller was selling him again, still mint and package, and still coming with his mailer box there. So I thought, maybe I can try win him back. But no, I had a bit of competition there in the old bidding war, I believe you humans say. And then, of course, my great eye of the universe spat the dummy on me, what? And yes, so then the gold I had earmarked to try and get Mosquito back, sadly had to go into getting another great eye of the universe. And I think it's probably more important that I can stay on the airwaves and have an action figure. That's one of my favorite characters, you know. So we had to balance these things up in life, I suppose. But yes, that was the end of that plan, sadly. But then, as we know, Origins came on the scene from Mattel, and that line was supposedly to bring back the old vintage 80s figure line, but with more articulation and just make it overall bigger and better, so they said. And so yes, that got me hook, line, and sinker back into the back into the thick of it, as they say.
Do you have enough
again?
Do you have enough gold to purchase the Eternia set, or did you have to pass on that, there, Master Versa?
Oh yes, I had to pass on that too. I'm afraid. No, I tried to sell a few precious treasures that I scrounged up in the Castle Grayskull storehouse. A couple of people looked, but no, we sadly weren't able to conjure up any more gold than I had available to me. But we have to be responsible with the old cash flow, I think you say. And you can't eat in the place set, or it won't keep you warm, and so forth. But no, I had to back out of that one, I'm afraid. But yes, I started collecting Origins. Understand. So the old Origins line seems to be my favorite at the moment. But I have touched on Masterverse 2, of course, and when I only started off with He-Man and Skeletor from Origins, and now you can see what it's all turned into, and a little bit to the side there too, some play sets and a wee custom Castle Grayskull that I'm building at the moment over there. So of course I got the vintage one there, and the new for 22 Castle Grayskull playset. So let's have a little look at the old Origins setup there. And of course I made a little decoration to top the old bookshelf there of Castle Grayskull, but that's not quite finished at the moment. Just a bit more sculpt work to do, and so on. But yes, it's funny how you say you're only gonna get two things, and then it becomes a bit of a disaster, shall we say?
Totally understand there, Master Versal. I totally understand, but that is an impressive collection, and I like that Castle Grayskull. And I thought maybe since I have you on the show and you showed your Castle Grayskull, that I would show you my Castle Grayskull that
sure.
And there he is right there. On
lovely
the
work there, sir.
Yes. Got the spirit floating above it. I added the minaret from the old mini comics there.
Yes, I see him there.
Gave him a good paint job on the outside.
A nice wee backdrop there, I see.
Yeah, that's a tapestry that I purchased.
Landscape in the background.
Amazon. Yeah, that's a tapestry that I purchased from Amazon.com. It's called Alien Landscape Tapestry. If you search for that on Amazon.com.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I made a few terrain landscape pieces. I might bring a few of those in for you.
Sure. Do that. I'll bring him back up full screen so you guys can see what he's got to offer.
Here we go. Now these are just cardboard and the old polystyrene, mind you. So I've ended up putting some of the old Sky's Fled pieces. There's a bit of debris, from a bit of a battle there. But this is all cardboard base and what have you, and a bit of polystyrene all sort of covered up in the masking tape, then glued together. Because when you use some glues on polystyrene, it eats away at the old stuff that we get in from Earth from time to time to keep our packages protected. So some of us like to recycle the old polystyrene there and make little diorama pieces or terrain. And sometimes out of the old cardboard boxes, I think you humans call them, we can make little cardboard pieces here. So this was just a bit of those old style set type design pieces you have in plays. A bit of brackets to hold everything up, and then I cut out the shape of these ground formations coming up, and just covered that in a bit of foam clay, and sculpted all the ground, as it were, or what have you, all over that. And then, of course, if you into the old Sculpey stuff or epoxy putties, you can stylize your own bit of terrain pieces. So this is like a bit of Eternia vines coming out of the rocks, and just bake that in the old furnace there, the old Castle Grayskull ovens and whatnot, just to set it hard, and then you can paint it up in different colors and whatnot. So yes, you can do stuff like that, or you can make little stone walls out of the carving out of the polystyrene there. Bit of a cardboard base going on and such, and you can go to your hobby stores and buy the green flocking, so you can cover it with a bit of moss and what have you. So I scatter these about my displays. You can find, of course, the little trees that come with dinosaur tits, and or rocks from those, or even the decorations you get in the fish tanks. They make
I've used those.
Yes,
those are great.
They make good display colourful pieces and dioramas for your collection to create that world of Eternia and what have you, or whatever you like to collect. We were just talking about the Mythic Legions over on Osadramas Toys channel, so check his channel out. And yes, it was a fun live session there that we did.
Have you collected those Mythic Legions toys yourself?
I have been tickled, I must say. I was hoping I might be able to get the ones that nod to the Masters of the Universe characters, but I don't think they're making those anymore, and to try and get those on the secondary market, it might be a bit hard on the old gold purse there, I think.
Yes.
But, I spied a centaur fellow on an auction site now over in our neck of the woods. It's about 175 New Zealand, or we'll just say Eternia for the sakes of my character here. And yes, so I'm thinking about him, but my wallet's telling me otherwise, as they say. So we have to be a bit careful with how we spend our money. I can
understand that, yes, sir.
Yes.
I was going to ask you, you were showing off those wonderful little pieces that you made on your channel. Do you do videos showing how to make those, where you actually make those on camera and show us what all you're doing?
No, nothing on camera as yet. When you get carried away with making stuff, sometimes you might follow through with a few photos here and there, but you never quite think about putting the camera on. So the most I've been able to do is just
into that category
most
too.
I've been able to do is show the photos up wherever and talk people through that. But I've mostly been working on a few action figure customs. I think you might have seen a few of those, and so far, like we have my recent video on the Origins mosquito here.
Okay.
I sculpted in a bit of a backpack for him with wings. You can move his wings about and what have you. You can move these back legs around. So I sculpted little ball joints for those.
And what did you sculpt that out of? Is that resin?
I know this was a Tamiya putty, 2-pot putty. It's a bit softer than your Milliput, but I think you use that for putting on tanks. I think you humans say we sculpting little bags and what have you for the armies, or maybe adding a bit onto the model vehicles, and then what have you. So that just I sculpted made sure to sculpt a little hole there for the push button for his blood pumping feature. So that would all house on there. And such. So he's got his
let me ask you a question there, Master Versal, since you've got Mosquito there.
Yes.
I've heard rumors. I don't have a Mosquito myself in my collection, But I've
the
heard most that
leakage
the Mosquito's action feature, is that a vintage
is leaking.
Mosquito, or is that? Yes.
Yes,
The
it
leaking.
this did that to mine. You may have noticed the bit of the red there
Yeah.
with the button molds in. Yes, sadly I discovered he had that leakage, but I was quick to wash my hands because apparently it's not a very good fluid to get on your skin or to ingest. So why
Right.
Mattel would put such a nasty fluid to your health in a children's toy is a bit on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially with today's laws and whatnot around the old toys, because you know that just leaked out of the opening when the button comes out. But I heard one person, he went to move his arms and the whole upper torso split apart on him. So
that sounds like the Mattel's got some shoddy workmanship going on there on some of the figures these days.
I don't know really. It's and that they even give you warnings on the package. I mean, you only really put warnings on hazardous fluids if it's going to be put in a chemical storehouse or to let someone know what's what. And we keep all the chemicals at home or out of children's reach, and so on. Or someone's been trained to work with chemicals, they would have, the safety warning labels on them. But you wouldn't think they would put all that on a children's toy now, would you? Except for the old choking hazard warnings and such. But yes, a bit of a puzzling one there, I think. So yes.
Salty D is joined. Good to see you there, Salty D. Glad you came in. Jim Argo says, caveat emptor, or emptor caveat. He's got it a little backwards there, but let the buyer beware. And I have noticed that the quality of the figures has not gotten good here lately with the Origins, with some of the later figures. The first few figures that came out were wonderful, but the later figures, the quality's kind of gotten a little down. Paint jobs are a little sloppy. Sometimes the arms and the legs have joints that don't quite meet like they should. I've got a good friend of mine,
especially old Grislow there. One arm has his black band, his Horde logo band on it, and you can't quite put his arm into the side like you can with the other. And if you try to, it just pops the arm straight out. And that combined with how the fur is sewn around the arm socket there doesn't help it to fit in anymore. But I noticed I ordered 3 Grislows in the first sale, so somehow I managed to get in on that. I know some people had to go in on the made-to-order sale that followed the first one. So I ordered 3. I had one guy that joined up with me, of course, to save on shipping. So 1 figure was for him and 2 for me. So 1 to open and 1 to put on display in my archives there. But yes, when the parcel arrived, it took 6 weeks for me to get a response for a tracking solution on that parcel to Eternia. But when that parcel arrived, it looked a bit beat up there, like it had been dragged through an asteroid field, shall we say? Or bounced too close to a star, and that ended its trip real quick. Hey. So I got the parcel and I opened it up, and one of the boxes was all dented in, the mailer box there. So no. So I opened that one up. I was going to be opening up one anyway, and there were 2 good ones. So I shipped off the best of the bunch to that fellow collector around the corner from Castle Grayskull. So he got his the other day, and he's all happy. I can tell you what, I packaged that one up a lot better than how Mattel packaged it up. They just put 3 airbags, all except one were all deflated, no air in them whatsoever, and just put in the box, put that deflated airbag on top, and they had the payment slip they put in there, and that had a bit of water damage on it, bit of water soaked through there. Seen a lot of people having that in my neck of the woods, with all battered up shipping boxes and the few of the old 44 packs were dragged through the old soup there, got a bit wet and all mangled, and they're having to contact Mattel, saying that they're not very happy with how they got theirs. And so yes, I opened that one Grizzler up. That was all a bit had the box dented. I noticed he had a bit of a molding chip on his lip, somewhere around there. I think the way he came out of the mold, it didn't all do his head sculpt there properly. So he had a bit of a chip on the lip. Same wasn't a chip on his shoulder. Well, Grizzle there is a bit of a grizzly boy at times. But no, he didn't had that on his upper lip there. But my other one, it was a perfect specimen, so I've kept that mint in package there.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you, with all of that terrible shipping quality, how much did you end up paying New Zealand there for that? So
the figures were 19 something each. United States, I believe you say. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I imagine it was quite a bit.
I did the following $1 made to order sale. So I was ordering for 5 other guys there. I was only getting one because I ended up getting a $1 in the very first sale. I was about 2 minutes in. So I managed
lucky. You were lucky.
Luckily I was able to pick him up. So with the made to order sale there, I ordered another one for myself. So that was about something like 200 and maybe 51 New Zealand all up for us for 7 figures. There's one fellow there getting 2 figures, but all the rest were just getting 1. So we banded together to save on the shipping there. So I think we paid around $10 shipping each or something like that.
Okay, that's not too bad. Since you all work together, that was a good idea.
So yes, if you're in a community and these sales come up, you can see who's about, and you forward them your money. You got to trust them, of course, very important. And then you can stay up or for these drops, like I had to about 4 a.m. Although I probably could have waited for the next day, but with Mattel saying they can choose to close these things off whenever they choose, I felt it best to get in there when the made to order sale first came up of $1 there. But I was luckily able to get 3 Grizzlers in the first sale for him. So none of that long waiting till next year, I think.
Right.
About July or something, whatnot. But I see the attorney folk have to wait a bit longer for their sets.
Yeah. That's going to be not next year, but year after. I think 2024 is when.
Yes, 2024, I believe.
Have you gotten any of the other special figures that they made, like Koldar or the Mini Comics Triclops?
No, I didn't manage to get the Mini Comics Triclops. He's not my cup of tea, as it were. A bit too disco for my taste.
Right.
So I got the standard Triclops there, but no, I think I was sleeping on old Koldar, as it were. So I missed out on Koldar there, but good old Oz there, the fellow I was just on a live channel prior to yours. He's offered to help me out with a Koldar, so it was good of him. So that was a deal there when he's ready. But I did make a custom Koldar, which I think you might have seen there, sir. But if you give me a little moment, I might grab that figure to show you.
Sure. All right. While we're waiting on him, Largo, I'm gonna bring that question up to him. I'm curious to know that as well.
what's this question here?
My
the
buddy
Lord of the
Largo
Ring
said-
film location.
Yeah, he's
Oh yes. They got the Hobbiton all set up there. You can go through a little tour there, and they have a bit of a shindig go on sometimes, like a bit of a feast and a dance or two with the hobbits, and you can go cosplaying there as elves or dwarves and what have you, or men, or heaven forbid, or Sauron there. Or, bit of a sneaky fellow he is.
oh,
So
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
there's that. You can visit the location for what's his name there? King Theoden, his kingdom. Sadly, they did build the whole castle there on a little rise, on a little hill there. They built all the huts and what have you, but sadly they had to pull it all down, which is a shame. Would have been nice if it was more permanent.
Right.
But I think with the old weather and the elements, it might be a bit too hard to maintain, because it's in the South Island of New Zealand, you see, where there's Hobbiton that was used in the film is up in Wellington somewhere, and the old Weta people maintain that little piece. So I suppose it's a wee bit of Lord of the Rings history that can stay up for you to enjoy. And of course, when you travel through Wellington Airport, you can see the big eagles up on the ceiling there. And one of them has old Gandalf riding on one of them. So listen to the wee piece there. You can have a look, and the eagles are quite big. Old Weta's known for their big displays and what have you. So that's a bit of a sight you can have a look at when you pass through the airport there. So I've seen that a few times myself.
Very, very interesting. I was just thinking, since you live in New Zealand, I have a very good friend of mine from long, long ago. I haven't spoken to him in years, and his name was Eldon, and he lives in Upper Hutt. Do you know where Upper Hutt is?
Oh yes. My great grandfather was from there.
Okay.
He used to work on the trains back in the day.
Okay. And you had a piece that you were going to show us. Please show us off that piece that you went to go get.
Oh yes, Kodar there. Here he is.
Oh, nice.
This is the Master Kodar there. Sorry about the old camera quality.
It's okay. That is a nice piece. Very, very, very nice.
So that was a Fisto body buck. We had the boot covers from the very first Revelation Skeletor figure, and the shoes were off He-Man, the Revelation He-Man, and of course we had Fisto's armor here, and then these wee shoulder pieces were cut off from the Origins Prince Adam that came in the Sky Sled pack. So I cut those off my spare one and glued them onto the armor here for Fisto. I would have liked to have chiseled off some of this detail, but it was embossed from the back, so it would have left me with holes and stuff if I had removed all that. So I just went with it, really. And then
let me say goodnight to Rollo.
Gave him a bit of a harness to hold his sword there. That came off a spare New Eternia He-Man, so we can take again. I used a spare Fisto sword for this and just painted it gold around the handle there, so we can take
a beautiful piece.
A sword there and just slot it in the back and what have you, so he can store that when he's not using it, I suppose. And the loincloth here, the ready loincloth, that was off that came off Stinkor. But I kept the belt.
Hang on there, sir. I need to say goodnight to one of my good friends. My friend Rollo Eldor he's going to have to go to bed. He's very sick, and he's going to be moving to hospice here soon, and he can't stay up any later, so he's going to go on and go to
Of
bed.
course.
So we want to say good night to Rollo, and I hope you get a good rest, sir, and have a pleasant day tomorrow. Continue
Yes,
there.
good night there,
Eldor.
Rollo, and rest well, old friend. Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, he's going to be okay, but he's very sick, and hopefully
Yes.
he'll be feeling better in the morning. It's rather late here in the Central Time Zone. It's 1:15 a.m. in the morning here. What time is it there where
Oh,
you
dear.
are, Eldor?
Well, we are just crossing the 8 p.m. boundary, so it's about 8:15 at the moment. So getting on in the evening.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a wonderful Koldar piece that you have there. Question that I wanted to ask, since you showed off him, Eldor. When you lived on Eternia, did you have a chance to meet Koldar himself at one point or another?
Oh, yes, he's not a bad fellow. He has his nice horse with him that flies about. So he asked me if I'd like to go for a spin on that, but I think I'm a bit old for that kind of rush, I feel. So
Yeah, I
he
can
hung
only
about,
imagine.
although he did get into a bit of a pickle with Skeletor there. He duplicated him and made a bad Caldor, and they had good Caldor tied up. What? But it all worked out in the end, as it does for the good people, which is a good thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yes.
And I would love to see some more of your custom work, if you don't mind, sir, while you're here on the channel. I'm sure
You're lucky.
that
I'm rather prepared after the last video there. So another one is, of course, Grizzly Boy.
Grizzlor.
Masterverse Grizzlor there. So he's still a bit in the works. I've got to get some new footwear for him, because he's currently got Stinkhorse feet on him. So I'm waiting to get a spare Hordak for the top of the boots there, and a spare Jitsu also for his feet, to do a bit of a mix and match to finish his boot look. And then I might have to sculpt the like I did here with the Horde logo. I sculpted that piece for the chest.
Oh, okay.
So I had to sculpt some little Horde logos to put on the boots, and maybe make his armband as well. But no, for the lack of a bit of a harness there, I sort of made my own little piece up. So I painted the belt yellow, just to give you an idea of his usual harness that he wears, as we all know him. And then I painted these shoulder pieces yellow to give that look also. But that was just one of those robes off Trapjaw, Masterverse Trapjaw.
Okay.
He came with a bit of a switch out of uniform, shall we say?
Yeah.
So I cut these. These were originally the white pieces on the more inner to the neck part, but I cut that neck part out, you see. And then I sculpted the head over a spare Stinkor head, and painted that up. But the body parts I used was the Revelation Beastman for the arms, and just those parts of the legs there. So they were all attached to the spare Stinkor, body section. And I just furred him all up there. So yes, he's
hang on just a second there, Eldor. Jim Largo.
Oh,
hang on just a second there, Eldor. Jim Largo has subscribed to your channel, and
thank
if
you
I'm
there,
not
sir.
mistaken, Largo, you are a wrench here in the channel, Largo. If you wouldn't mind, I think you will be able to post links. If you can post a link in the chat to Eldor's channel, I would appreciate that.
Oh, very good. Oh, thank you. I'm humbled, sir.
Oh,
But yes,
we're a community here, Eldor, and we like to help one another.
of course. Yes, very important. But yes, you can see he's got the weapons there from the classic Squizzlaw. I actually misplaced these about 7 years ago. And I sold that figure, and I couldn't for the life of me find these 2 extra weapon pieces for that. So when I did find them, I tried to reach out on a collector's group here to see if the person that bought Grizzler off me was there, but no reply. So until then, I thought I'd just put them in the safe hands of Grizzler here, but I don't know how safe one would be with old Grizzler about there with those sharp pieces on his hands.
He looks a bit dangerous there, Eldor.
Yes, bit fearsome. So that's one custom still on the go, and of course I'm hoping to do a custom Wondar. So I have, three of them, and here we got Koldar, Wondar, and Grizzlaw in Origins, and they all had a bit of talk around them, especially old Wondar there for a wee bit. So I thought I'd do the controversial collection of the Origins figures in Masterverse format, as it were. So,
Very good.
Very good. We set going on there.
We were looking at your vintage Castle Grayskull earlier. What are your plans with that vintage Castle Grayskull?
So that vintage Castle Grayskull is a bit of an ongoing plan on my channel. So I've already done part 1 of restoring that set. So I had a fellow give me a few fresh new stickers for that one, and a couple of weapons for the weapons rack, and what have you, and the little gargoyle, because I'm missing the gargoyle for the elevator, and what have you, and of course the string as well. So I do know the type of string used, but I'd like to get an original string from the set. Looking on the old eBay, I think you call it, for some of those missing pieces. But I have a bit of repairs too. The side locking mechanisms. The top one snapped off somewhere in its life. So I think a lad or a lass were a bit too eager to break into that and play with it, and they didn't push it in, and just sort of maybe were a bit too rough in trying to open it. So I had to come up with a bit of a piece to replace that with. And I had to repair one of the handles on the laser turret. Again, someone's wee boy must have got a bit peckish, a bit hungry, and was chewing, as his figures commonly have done to them, you see. So I used a bit of Milliput and cut off the wee chewed up portion, of course, and then molded a new handle with it looked like on the other one, it looked like it had a wee molding for like a trigger button. So I did my best at adding a little trigger button on top of the new handle tip there, and I had to glue a little bit of a stress crack in one of the feet of the laser turret. So I didn't cover that in the video. And my first part 1 video was more or less just going over the set and then adding in a few of the stickers. So I have a part 2 that will be in the works coming up soon. And so that'll be a bit of a work in progress and so on.
I can't wait. That sounds like you're restoring that set. I know that another channel that I like to watch, and I don't know if you've watched that
Toy
channel.
Poloi?
Yes.
Yes.
Know it.
Yes, I know that channel well. He's a very clever fellow. I just watched him restoring that mask car there. We had to clean it up because it was all covered in PVA glue. So he cleaned all that up, and he had to make new wings for the doors and so on. And he got a fresh new lot of stickers to decorate that with. So yes, he's a fine fellow there.
Yeah, it's a good channel to watch. I recommend him highly. And Largo tells us that we call the eBay Evil Bay here at Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures because of all the toy scalpers that are there and the insane prices that they want for things there on eBay.
Do you reckon Skeletor has something to do with that? Or maybe Count Lazo?
He may well be behind that. We can't be for sure, but I think you might be onto something there, Eldor.
It could be any number of despicable fellows, I suppose.
Well, there are a lot of evil villains there that are operating, and we really don't know which one may be behind it, or if any of those, or maybe a villain we haven't heard of
or
yet.
Maybe Too Bad.
It is a villain.
But yes,
sir.
Another wee custom piece I'll be doing a video on.
Oh my!
Maybe next week is a custom Origins duplicate. As we all know, is the mechanized Battle Cat of Faker there.
Yeah.
So this started out as Panther. So I did a bit of sculpt work on him.
He looks like he's got some battle scars going on there too.
Oh yes, he's seen quite a bit there.
Wow. You are very much a master at making these customs.
His eye lights up there with the red LED, of course.
Oh wow!
I might show that off in my video when I do that, but it still retains the articulation because, of course, I had to melt the big hole in his back to put the battery pack in there because it's all joined together with rows and rows of these little rod pieces. So it would have been a bit hard to crack it open around the middle there. So I had to melt in a big hole there with a bit of a wood poking iron. You know how you do that wood poking work where you're burning the wood and whatnot?
Yes.
So I melted a channel through several plastic chambers in the neck. Boy, it was a bit of hard work because you have to be careful when melting the plastic that you don't fuse it to other parts of plastic because the different chambers are so tight knit in there. And
right.
If you're not careful, you might melt the plastic together and then you lose your articulation. So luckily I was able to keep all the head movement going on there. But of course, after I melted a big hole in one side of the face, I was able to have a bit of a access there to melt through this end. And then we can run the wiring through, of course, to the LED in the eye. So yes, there's another wee round view there at the back. And
Largo says that duplicate looks very awesome. He also has a question for you, Eldor. He wants to know if you have a favorite wizard that you'd like to see as an action figure.
Oh, I don't know about that. I heard of a fellow called Aldor there. He would make a nice addition to the Origins line, wouldn't you say?
I think you're right, and too bad that Rolo has had to go to bed because Rolo is one of the head designers of a toy company called Resurrection Toys. The CEO is Grindhead Jim, and I'm the brand ambassador of Resurrection Toys. And perhaps in the future, some Rolo's going to rewatch the streams to see what he missed after he went to bed. Maybe Rolo can make you an action figure.
Oh, that would be an honor there, sir. I'm a bit.
I can't make any promises. I
can't make any promises. Of course.
But I certainly will in the word for you.
Well, I hope he enjoys this live video when he gets around to watching it. He might put his mind at ease. Hopefully.
Yeah, and that would be a wonderful thing when it chat that if Resurrection Toys could make an addition an Eldor action figure. Of course, in order to do that, Eldor, we have to have several pictures of high resolution of your face, and of course, profile on either side, and maybe a full body shot of you in your robes, and that would help to make that action figure. I love the detail that's inside of the places where the skin has been torn away, and you can see the cybernetic
that old tail there. You see the robot tail showing through. Cool. So yes.
Yeah, that's very well. Do you have a faker? Do you have a faker that can ride upon Duplicate there?
I believe so. Yes. Where is he? Yeah, there he is, right there. Just a moment.
Sure.
So here's old faker boy here.
Yeah. There he is, high up in the saddle.
Probably a bit too high, but this is best we can get them, I suppose.
Oh yeah, well, you know, we're on a live stream, and we're just kind of looking there, but it's kind of nice to see Duplicate with Faker riding on top of him there. That's cool. That's just cool. I love seeing other people's work. I do a little bit of customizing myself. I've made a few custom action figures. If you'll rewatch my channel, you'll see that here recently I have made a Conan figure, and I made a Warlord figure, and several of the Remco Galaxy Warriors figures out of Origins box.
Oh yes. Old Conan there.
Our friend Ocean Breathes Salty. Denise has to go to bed. She has things that she has to do. So we'll see you later, Denise. You have a good night, sweetheart. I'm glad you came by.
Sleep well.
And so you have a Conan figure that you would like to show me there? I would love to see your work.
No. I was just mentioning. Yes, I know about Conan. As you said, you did your custom Conan figure.
If you would like to see my Conan, I'd be more than happy to show him to you.
Of course, yes.
Give me a chance here to pull him out of the case that I have him in. He's behind me here, so I need to get into it.
Oh, looks like a bit of hard work there.
Not too hard. I just got to figure out the right case to pick out here to look inside of.
And I suppose you had to be careful not to knock anything else over, I suppose.
Yeah, we call it the junk room for a reason, Eldor. It's kind of crowded back here, but we managed. Here we go. I have a vintage fantasy collector case from Terra Toys that I keep my things in. Let me embiggen myself so you can see me there. There we go. I keep figures in vintage cases, and inside here, I can show it off here. I have some action figures that I made. You can see the Warlord at the top and Conan there at the bottom. I'm going to pull Conan out and show him here on the camera. Can you see that? Yes. I'm gonna fire up the toy cam so that you can see him better on the toy cam. He has a lot of features that I think that you will find interesting. So I'm gonna bring the toy cam up here.
Take your time there, old chap. Very good.
And we'll bring
you got the old battle ram going on there.
That's a vintage battle ram, and I'm waiting on replacement stickers, and I've got to clean that bad boy up. He's a little dirty. Whoever had him
as you do
before played with him, so he needs some extra tender love and care. But let me get his legs out here, and you can see that he has a boot knife there on him.
Oh,
he
has fantastic.
A painted shield. I took and stole Papa Shango's necklace for him, And I have a reproduction sword that the vintage figure would have held.
Lovely.
It, and is Conan. See if we can make him stand up there. There we go. And I'll kind of zoom that in, and you can see him better. There you go. That's my Conan figure that I made. And the head sculpt is made by a good friend of mine. He also has a toy channel called Lee Customs, and he has an eBay store that he sells these custom heads. He makes resin casts of the vintage figures, and he makes heads that pop right onto Origins bucks.
Oh, fantastic! Well, speaking of custom heads here, as we all know, that soon we'll be getting the Masterverse movie, He-Man and Despot Skeletor there, and a lot of the fans are divided, shall we say, of the He-Man head sculpt and what have you. But I see a bit of a strange thing happened there when I got the email from Mattel, or was it Big Bad Toy Store, saying they were, oh yes, it was BBTS, the old Earth, saying that they were had those up for pre-order, and I see they had put the vintage-looking He-Man head extra piece in there too. But so I thought, I might try my hand at a bit of a Dolph Lundgren head sculpt, shall we say? So
how did that work out?
I took the head sculpt from the new Eternia He-Man and removed his hair, and of course I cut away some of the face so I could sculpt a new face in. Because if you keep all that face stuff on it, it adds an extra layer when you apply the Milliput or whatever putty you use. So to lessen that extra layer, I cut most of the lower face off. I kept the eyes though, and a bit of the side of the jaw there, and I whittled off some of the forehead also, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. I got some
let me put you on big screen here.
I got some foliage in my way.
There we go.
I'll just get rid of that. So here we go.
Place your hand. There we go. How about that, folks? That's looking a little bit more Dolph Lundgren-ish.
Yes, I got a light in his face, which is hiding a lot of the shading. There's a wee light of my great eye in the universe here.
Right.
So it's maybe if I try and take it off from the light a bit.
And Jim Largo has another question for you there, Eldor. He says, are you thinking about customizing the Masterverse faker to make him look a little more like the classic to go with your duplicate?
I do have the Masterverse faker. He's somewhere there. Where are we looking? Oh yes, he's just off there to the side. It did cross my mind there, sir, to paint him a bit of that blue color. It's just good, of course, he has that exposed robotic parts and what have you in that sculpt work. But,
okay.
Yes, I'm still thinking on that, I think.
Well, one of the things that I've done here with my collection of Origins figures, I'm rather partial to the original head sculpts that were done back when I was a child playing with my vintage toys. And one of the things that Lee Custom has done is he's made head sculpts of several of the vintage action figures and made them so that you could pop them onto Origins. So I've replaced He-Man's head with a He-Man sculpt that looks just like the original vintage figure. I've done the same with Faker, and I've done the same thing with Man-at-Arms and with Beastman and Skeletor. So all of those figures, their faces and their head sculpts look exactly like vintage.
All right, yes. So a lot of collectors, myself included, are more partial to the vintage head sculpt. and what have you. Yes, I got the 40th He-Man from Masterverse. He's still in his packaging, but I've got another one coming soon. So I'll be using him to make my custom Wonder with there. So yes.
Okay.
And,
Another question that I wanted to ask here.
Okay. Yes.
When you lived there on Eternia, and you met the Man-at-Arms, was the Man-at-Arms that you knew the mustached Man-at-Arms, or was he the original Man-at-Arms who had no mustache?
Oh, Man-at-Arms. Yes, I don't recall him having quite a lot of facial hair at the time, but I guess as you do, your personal tastes change over time. You might sit with a bit end up sitting with a bit of fur coming out of your chin there, or below the nose, and what have you. As you see, I have quite a nice body of fur here. That does make eating the dinner a bit hard, though. Having to wash the old beard over and over.
Oh yeah,
it does get in the way of things. I suppose.
So when you came to Earth, what possessed you to decide to make a YouTube channel and take the Eye of the Universe there and use it to display?
Oh no, I'm currently on Eternia. I use the Great Eye of the Universe to channel in on the different.
So you're channeling in from Eternia. So you're still on Eternia right now, and you're channeling into. Very good. Okay, that's very interesting. So the Eye of the Universe is connected to YouTube.
Yes, it's connected to all parts of the universe, because originally Eternia is the center where all life sprang, and where all life is maintained with the help of the sorceress there. And of course, we as the elders, we came together with all our vast knowledge and power, and we fused it into the power orb, currently located at Castle Grayskull, under the watchful eye of the sorceress there. And of course, when the power is needed for good, then the champions can call on that power to keep the evil fellows at bay, and so forth. But it must be used very wisely. And as we know, Prince Adam, he's reasonably good at knowing those boundaries, shall we say, when wielding such power. Oh,
hey guys,
who's this here?
Just us night owls here, so I figure I might as well jump on. It's easier than typing.
Yeah. Welcome, Largo. I'm glad you showed up. Jim Largo, meet Eldor, the Masterversal toy hunter.
Hello there, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We were talking about Eldor's backstory here, and how he came to be here on YouTube and what he's doing there on Eternia. Eldor, have you gone into your story any on your channel and made some videos so that other people can learn?
Oh yes, I have. I have. When I first started this channel dedicated to the Masters of the Universe, I was in my non-corporeal form, shall we say, just to pass the time away as I was going through my various rituals before I had to travel through the great forge of the universe to, of course, retake my corporeal form after sacrificing it all those years ago.
Okay.
I see the youth of Eternia are running a bit of a muck. So I felt it was fitting that I should have to return and be guardian over the Book of Living Spells. And of course, just as I did with young Master Grey there all those years ago, as we know of him also as Hero. And yes, I teach the youth a bit of responsibility, but not take the fun out of things, of course. But still, you have to be wise with your choices in this day and age. So yes, that's what prompted me to be
I
taking my
salute you.
physical form, as it were. So there's a bit of a
I
video
salute
of me
more,
touching
and
on that.
it's very much appreciated here in this world as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very rich lore to the whole Masters of the Universe, and whether you're talking about the little mini comics that came with some of the originals or the classic cartoons, there's a lot of fun stories there.
Well, you know what I
Yes,
kind
yes,
of believe, Largo and Eldor, I kind of believe that those mini comics are channeling in the land that Eldor is living in, and perhaps those stories may change a little bit in interpretation, but it's very interesting to have an actual denizen of Eternia here with us to talk to about what's
pleasure,
actually
sir. A
there.
pleasure.
That's an interesting idea there, Bill. It might be like the never-ending story. You think you're reading it, and it's reading you.
Oh, exactly.
Correct.
You can never be too sure. Someone now might be flicking through the pages of your story, shall we say?
That's it.
Correct.
Stories are powerful. That's a lot of fun.
Very
That's some
much
great
so.
stuff.
Very much so. So, Largo, since you're here on the channel, do you have any questions or comments to make to Eldor while we have him here with us?
Well, I was just admiring the view of your collection there. It's some really neat stuff. Love the diorama work that you're doing.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I
I do a little
me
customizing, but
I might work a bit of magic for you there. Just hold on a
nice.
sec.
Yeah, he's got a great display. That's wonderful.
So can you see the old light show
It
going
is.
on there
I love
above
That's
Castle Grayskull?
fantastic.
I see that.
Really
It
nice.
does bring out the Etonians. Sometimes they like to see the old light show going on there. Makes for a otherwise dreary.
What's that sculpted? What's that
very
sculpted
nice.
out of there, Eldor?
So that was a bit of everything really. Some polystyrene sculpting work and a bit of paper mache from tearing up the Eternia Times, as it were, and a bit of paint work and some wood there for a base or two. So it has a few levels going on there.
And you say that's
So
an
it has a bit of
unfinished work?
So it has a bit of a wooden base and a top base for the towers to sit on, and of course for the wee light fixture to sit on top of that. And we can put some action figures in there in the wee alcoves just below the towers and what have you. And I had a bit of a painting going on there with the flying rocks, as we commonly see on the Origins or the vintage packaging.
Nice.
So it's a bit of the old Origins setup there, and we go, who's that fellow there? He looks a bit scary.
Oh, looks like a Cyberman.
Yes, that's right. The old Cyberman costume there on a
You
bit
never
of
know
a
when
mannequin.
you'll find a fellow Hoovian around the next corner.
I mean,
So the camera
it's
there.
amazing.
So here you can see my my custom Castle Grayskull on that
Nice.
side. So that's still a bit of a work in progress. It has a bit of a winding stair on the right tower there, and I put a wee an extra wee a door just above the main drawbridge that will open up, and it might drop a bit of a net down the bad guys, a bit of electrified net, so a bit of play feature there. So that door just drops down behind the top row of teeth there, shall we say?
Nice.
Very cool.
And as we have it, we have the vintage Castle Grayskull, and of course the new for 22 Origin set, and I did a bit of a video on putting that one together. Well, there was a bit of work, mind you.
And
we
you
had
said
we
there's
had
a
a
part two of
we
that
had
coming
we had a
out.
bit of a hard hat on and our safety goggles, safety first.
Safety
And
first.
we had old man at arms doing some saw work, cutting up all the floorboards and what have you. So we put all the floors in there and applied all the stickers and such.
Now, Eldor, did you learn some of your diorama and customizing magic from watching the mortals working in, say, role-playing games and making diorama for tabletop games or things like that?
No, not really as such. Before old YouTube, I guess we just had the old school art classes and paper mache and working with plaster or whatever, you did it at school. So it was remembering a lot of those processes. So that's why it pays to stay in school for any of your younger audience, if you have any in there, because you never know what you might miss out on and what skills you will develop, of course. So
That's true.
All that, was before all the YouTube came about and the internet was just about as slow as myself, shall we say.
I think Bill and I are old enough to remember the early dial-up years and the torture of trying to get through on a dial-up internet.
I remember.
But who?
Or when your other half picks up the phone to dial out,
yes.
and before the old split devices came about, allowing you to stay on the net, as it were.
Yeah, I remember those days. I remember when the 56.6K modems came out. We thought those were super fast.
Lightning speeds. But who knew that learning how to make a paper mache volcano as a kid would be something I could draw on to do some cool diorama stuff for my action figures. That's neat.
Well, if you rewatched this video of weird, fantastic toy adventures, I showed off a few little terrain pieces at the beginning. Well, roughly at the beginning. I think I came in a bit too late because I'd just been on the live video with Ostradamus Toys, and then he had a few other fellas with them, like Brick Something was on there too. We had was it Sean from I forget his channel's name now. I think he's the figuratively speaking fellow, maybe. I don't know.
I know
he's
exactly
starting up his new channel.
About.
I believe I've seen Brick Something in the comments with Zazel from Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse.
I had Zazel on the show the other day, but it was kind of a comedy. If you rewatch that stream, and if Zazel happens to be watching or ever rewatches this stream, Zazel, you're more than welcome to come on a Saturday stream. I'm going to start streaming on Saturday nights now here in the States after the Ancient Order of Men's AOM TV goes off the air just for an hour or two. Right now we're going on an hour 30. But Zazel, you're more than welcome to come back on the show, and this time it won't be such a terrible thing. Oh, what do we have here? That's the
so aside from custom action figures and what have you, I have been slowly working on a custom character statue of the sorceress here.
Is that going to be the Temple of Darkness?
It's hard to orientate myself on this video here, but I'll do my best.
Right. So is that going to be a Temple of Darkness sorceress or a regular sorceress?
She's currently wearing her pattern for her outfit, which is like a one-piece swimsuit at the moment, and she'll have some gold sort of elongated diamond shapes coming up the back, like a bit of a tail there. So there'll be some back armor that will link onto some armbands, and that will draw out so it'll be anchored at the back there somewhere, and with the string coming out, it will sort of fan out those back metal-looking armor pieces, and so she has a bit of a stylized wing cape going on there.
That's a great design.
I like that.
Like a bit of a V shape there.
I was going to ask you, Eldor,
you can see the back of the.
Yes, sir.
There's a bit of the back of the outfit. Hopefully you can see that.
Yes, sir.
That's how it
I was
comes
gonna
around
ask
at the
you,
back there.
are you going to give her a full paint job, or are you going to make her a Temple of Darkness sorceress?
Oh yes, she's going to have the blue and orange paint deco going on.
Yep.
So
Our
she'll
friend
have,
Adam from Radical
she'll
Toys
have,
just showed off the new Masterverse sorceress that'll be coming soon.
Oh yes,
similar
I've seen
style.
photos of that. She's looking rather good.
But
So
I really like what you've got going there. Looks good.
She will have the blue sleeves going up the arms, and it'll be kind of a cropped neck type of medieval sort of top. So that'll be all blue, and that'll connect into the white of her main dress there. You can maybe make out that I've done some pencil work for her pendant. She'll have a bit of a gold triangle pendant there, and I take the head sculpt off so you can get a better look at that piece. So
What's great about something like that is you will have a one-of-a-kind custom piece that is uniquely yours. That's very cool.
I like that.
It looks great. A lot of detail.
So that is the old falcon headdress there.
Mm-hmm. That looks really good.
Yeah, you've done an excellent job there, Eldor. I was going to ask you another question, Eldor, and this is a personal question, and you can choose to answer if you choose. I know that you have an avatar here on Earth, and I was just curious as how old that avatar is.
Avatar.
A person who lives on Earth that you work through. If you catch my meaning.
No. I work all through here from Eternia. Shall we say?
Oh, okay.
Bit of a wink, nudge, and a story to reveal for another day.
Okay.
Or what have you.
Okay.
That's
cool.
Just to keep the magic alive. And
gotcha. We understand.
But
now, Bill, as a fellow magician, you should know you don't let them look behind the curtain.
That's true. Exactly. That's true. I love that. I love that face sculpt. Did you paint those eyes yourself? I like the eyes.
Yes, painted the eyes. Before I sculpted her lips, I sculpted the teeth on the inside, kind of like a skeleton goings on there in the tongue. And then after that set, of course, I sculpted the mouth over top to give her that open mouth look. So
turned out really well.
She'll be casting one of her spells, and she'll have her staff in one hand, sort of pointing forward. She'll have a bit of a base going on there, of course, to help her stand up. And I did her headdress feathers sort of sprayed out there. That was all milliput as well. But as we know, when milliput's that thin and long, it gets a bit soft and wavy. Mm-hmm. So I had the head on top of the main body there, and I had a masking tape coming out from the head to cradle these feather pieces in a various pose while they were setting hard, but they are rather thin. So I'll have
a great idea. So
I'll
molds
have to go.
her
I'll have
body,
to go
but
on the inside. I'll have to go on the inside there and sculpt some milliput on the back to make them a wee bit stronger. But hopefully I'll be able to make a wee mold or two of this to give me a more rigid statue piece, because the milliput is rather fine and prone to breaking if you drop it. Heaven forbid.
Now, with the milliput, about how long do you have to work with it before it starts to harden?
So I think it's probably about an hour or so. It goes through varied stages, much like your plaster of Paris. Mm-hmm. So you have when you're first mixing up the two pieces of equal amounts there, and you have a time where it's fairly soft, and you can use the water and such. It does stick to your fingers quite a bit. So I know some probably use gloves, which is probably more safer, mind you. I'm probably a bit naughty there. They're not so wise, shall we say. So yes, you get that. And then it becomes more like a rubbery sort of stage where you can still move stuff about, without much hassle, and then it gets sort of semi-hard, and you can still carve into it. It's easier to carve with like a blade or what have you. And then, of course, you get the last stage where it's nice and solid and hard, like stone.
Does the Milliput take paint pretty well? Do you use like an acrylic type paint? Or...
Well, I did paint. I used acrylic on the Sorcerer's face here, but it did scratch a little bit of the paint there just above the eyebrow. So usually to avoid that, you'd normally sand a piece, and then have the primer on, I think.
Right.
In the paint, so the sanding gives you a bit of a tooth for the paint, but
gives it something to adhere to.
Sometimes with sanding, mind you, though, it leaves the odd sand scratches, and sometimes that can show up in the paintwork.
Right.
So it's a bit of a more harder balance to strike when painting the old Milliput.
Do you use some sort of a sealant when you're finished with a piece, when it's complete? Like a clear varnish?
I did use a bit of a gloss varnish on my custom duplicate, but I don't really touch him. But of course, I've lost the articulation in the legs because when I go to move the legs, it scrapes the blue paint.
Right.
And so forth. So the only point of articulation I really have still is in the head.
That is one of the...
That'll be one of my next videos.
It's definitely one of the challenges when you're doing custom paint work is anywhere you have articulation, you're going to have that paint chipping. It's always a possibility. Yes. Bill went to go make a bit more coffee. I can understand that.
I might have a spot of tea myself, I think.
Now, what is the favored?
Up, as they say.
Yes, good manners. What is the favored tea in Eternia these days?
Well, for myself, I've taken a liking to the old Earl Grey from Earth. Settles in the stomach, not too bad.
It is a classic.
Not as rough as the stuff I was used to here in Eternia, which is more meant for the more iron-like fellows like Man-at-Arms and Fisto and so forth.
Right. I would imagine they probably like a nice stout after work instead of a spot of tea.
Yes, indeed.
I'm partial to the peppermint myself. Maybe it's just because of the season, but I like a good mint tea when I'm not guzzling the coffee.
Yes. I haven't heard of that one. Does it give me a bit of a spring in your step?
It does.
Yeah. I've been up now for a long time. I got up at 4 a.m. my time.
Crikey.
And I worked 8 hours at my job and then came home and I watched all of AOM TV. And then I came on here to this stream. And of course, there's no one watching us right now. But what I would like to do, with your permission, Eldor, is at some point or another, I want to take this video here that we're doing together and cut together the highlights of you and I and even Largo,
of course,
and make a short video that I can post on my channel for others to watch.
I'm doing something similar with Ostradamus's video that I was just live in a few hours ago. So I'm pasting conjuring a bit of a story behind how I ended up on his channel, which was
very good.
I told you, by mistake. I was trying to contact old Orko there back on Troller, and she's living back there now. And of course, I got the old phone lines crossed, and I ended up on Ostradamus's channel there. So I sat in there as they're talking about the mythic legions figures and what have you. And we touched on Masters of the Universe slightly as well.
Might be some gremlins there in the interwebs for your teleportation.
No idea. I think I got things a bit wrong, so I'll have to get Sorceress to teach me how to use her seeing globe. As it is.
That's kind of neat there, Eldor, and I hope that if you wish, you could do the same with this. If you want to download,
here's a little seeing globe here. So I still have to learn how to use it, as they say.
Nice. Just out of curiosity, Eldor, if you remember, the original vintage Orko figure came with a magic trick. Do you remember that?
Yes, he has a bit of a ripcord there. You pull the ripcord, and
he also had a little magic
chicken
trick
with his head cut off.
Yeah, and he had a little magic trick that came with him with some little plastic coins. Do you remember that?
Oh yes.
I actually have improved that magic trick. Would you like to see that magic trick performed?
Oh, of course, of course.
If you'll indulge me here, sir, I would like to show that magic trick to you and then get your thoughts on how it looked, if you don't
Of course,
mind.
and when you're done there, I might show you a bit of a magic trick myself. I'm a bit handy with the old slide of the hand, shall we say?
Oh, yes.
So now you do
I have
yours.
it pulled up here somewhere. Here we go. All right. Are you ready? It's gonna show full screen, and our mics will be muted until the video is over. So I'm letting StreamYard do the work for me. Okay.
Originally, Orko came with a magic trick, and I even performed it for you in a video. But today, I'm going to show you a different way of performing it on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. And our evil warriors are gone, replaced with our heroic warriors. And inside that deep, dark castle dungeon, we're going to find that's where our evil warriors ended up. Skeletor, Beastman, Merman, and Trapjaw. Hope you enjoyed it. Improved Orko's magic trick.
Oh,
so what did you think about that?
Huh, very excellent.
Now, is it true, Bill, that at no time during the performance of that trick that your hands actually left your wrist?
They did not. They stayed attached the whole time.
That's impressive.
Okay. Are you going to do some magic for us, Eldor?
Well, just a sec. I have to put the battery in to the Great Heart of the Universe.
Okay.
The old power's running a bit low. Hang on a moment. Oh, all this technology stuff. Just a second there. Oh.
Yes, sir. You take your time. When we're doing magic, sometimes we have to prepare the trick. We understand.
There we go. Yes, we have power back on now. Okay, so I have this plain bit of tissue here. I thought we'd try and make the seeing globe disappear, as it were.
Okay.
Here we go. So we've got that all nice and covered up there and what have you. Do the old magic rub there. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. You still hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Very good. So here we go.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
I hope you can get it back so you can use your globe when you need it to make calls.
I'm sure that the dimensional pocket in which he put it, well, he can.
I didn't think that through.
Uh-oh.
Hang on, I'll just sit under here. Oh no. I might have to consult the Book of Living Spells on that one.
I think there is a spell in there so that you can reach back into that dimensional pocket, but I'll leave that up to you to research.
Of course, I'll try and do that before the sorceress finds out.
I think that would probably be a good idea. She probably would be kind of upset with you. We won't tell.
No.
Oh, of course.
Never good to have a cross sorceress.
No, I imagine that's kind of like having a cross wife. Wouldn't you think there, Largo?
Indeed. Those are not great, especially if they have their magic rolling pin handy.
Especially if the sorceress needs to call He-Man, to protect Castle Grayskull or whoever.
Right.
So, I might get onto that after jumping off your live stream here.
Yeah, and as we get close to the 2-hour mark, we're getting close to time when we need to think about ending the stream because I have to go to bed. I don't know about Largo; he's a night owl. He stays up at all hours of the night. You can find him sometimes over with Grindhead Jim just hanging out. But I have a function that I have to attend tomorrow, and I need to get a little rest. Because it's in the wee hours of the morning here at Central Time, 2:11 a.m. So we're and I know there on Eternia it's always light on the light side of the planet, and it's always a wonderful spring day there. But it's kind of cold here.
Yes, it's been warming up somewhat. Yes.
Yeah. So
okay, well I'll just prepare myself to phase out there.
Okay, if we don't, will you let us watch you phase out?
Okay, I might have a bit of a delay to the old communication. There. So see you fellows sometimes in the next video.
It was nice to meet you, Eldor.
Until then. Good journey. Everybody. And we'll see you when we see.
Good journeys to you.
Good journey. Bye. Goodbye, everybody.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out some of his videos on his channel. I noticed he had quite a few there of some.
I've watched a few of them. I haven't gone all the way through the channel because it takes time to watch. But he is an excellent entertainer. I can tell you that, as you could see.
Yes.
He just and of course he doesn't want me to spoil the magic of his character, so I will not. And I will continue to say that we just spoke with Eldor. He is known on YouTube as the Master Versal Toy Hunter, but he is Eldor from Eternia. Came to visit me here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and as Pope says, continue to watch my channel, even if you have to watch a restream, because you never know who might show up.
That is true.
And Largo, in there, if you would stick around so we can just chat a little bit together. Someone did a comment there. Let's see who's in the comments there. It's Ruski. He says, hey, Ruski. Yeah, we're still hanging out here. And Master Versal says it's been a pleasure. And it has been a wonderful pleasure there, Master Versal Toy Hunter. And I'm glad that you used your magic to come on my show. And if you are ever in a stream of mine, you're more than welcome to use your magic to come on the show. And we're looking forward to watching videos there on your channel as well. So we're gonna cut this one short. Brewski, we're about here tonight. I know that it's been a long night for me. It's 2 hours in. So what I'm going to say is what I always say to everyone before I close my channel. I say, together we shall triumph. And I want everyone to just have a wonderful day and enjoy life, because that's what it's all about. And we'll see you all next time. Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.